This is Marketing Jam, a podcast featuring the brightest minds in Canadian marketing.
Marketing Jam is brought to you by Cyber Impact, the email marketing platform made specifically for Canadian small businesses. Go to cyberimpact.com/jelly, create a free account, and start sending CASL-compliant promotional emails in just a few clicks.
So my name is Richard Wong. I'm the VP of Marketing and Creative Relations at #Paid, an influencer marketing company.
Okay. Now, I can't not cover this. I haven't covered this with everyone on the show, but I need to hear about your previous places of work and what you did there.
Totally.
Because it's pretty incredible.
Thank you. So I started my career off before #Paid at Procter & Gamble. That was my first internship really in the whole field. I was an intern on CoverGirl Cosmetics.
Of course.
Had no idea about anything about cosmetics, but got taught kind of the basics of that. Back in the day when they used to just do primarily print and television, and we sponsored Next Top Model. That was my grounding in marketing before Twitter just launched, for example. So that was my first foray into marketing. From there, I moved over. I worked a little stint in a university in admissions and recruiting, but I went back into the industry at Johnson & Johnson as a brand manager, an associate brand manager on Band-Aid, Visine, First Aid. Still, I still want to do something more digital, something more tech related, and so I worked at Google for a couple of years and worked on Think with Google, on YouTube, on a whole bunch of the different ad products that they have there at the YouTube team. And then I jumped into the startup world where I worked at 500px, photographers community, before I joined #Paid.
When you say join #Paid, what was it when you joined it?
So I was employee number 8 there.
Cool.
It was a bunch of really amazing people who had this just absolute passion for creators.
From Canada?
From Canada,
Right
Toronto.
here in Toronto?
Toronto, born and raised.
So office just down the road from here?
Just down the road.
And how many are in the office now?
Right now, we're over 40 people.
Wow.
In both Toronto and in New York, and
Wow.
soon to be probably on the West Coast quite soon.
Wow, West Coast America or Canada?
West Coast, America.
America.
LA.
Okay,
LA.
okay. That's okay.
Yeah.
So I subscribe to Think with Google. I love it. It's
Yeah.
my favorite e-newsletter to get.
That's awesome.
So did you create that, or you?
I was on the team that brought that to Canada.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
No, I'm a big fan. So
Thank you.
Thank you for the role you played in that.
Thank you for subscribing.
Thank you for doing Think with Google. So the work you're doing now, what I noticed on your website is you can scroll down, and if you're a creator, there's a cool little tool that tells you 35 cents per impression and how much you get paid per post if one is accepted. So I'm just using me as an example. I'm not anything, but I have 2,000 followers on Instagram.
Dude,
so if I become,
awesome.
but would you take someone like me with that low of?
Yeah, so our side is, at least for most of the campaigns that we do at scale, we put our minimum threshold as 5,000.
Okay, so once I hit 5,000, then I could even consider applying.
Then you log in, you have all your stats over there, and you're starting to become visible to brands.
So if I'm 5,001 followers, let's say, and I apply,
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think, I'm using me as a case study. What can I expect? Do you get to know what I'm into, what my followers are into?
So as soon as you're onboarded, you get a whole welcome from the whole #Paid team. Then what you'll do is you'll get periodic, we'll give you on our blog, on our other area, we'll coach you to be able to try to become more of a professional.
Does it cost anything?
No.
What?
It's completely free. We're about trying to educate all the creators so that creators themselves can become more professional.
So why wouldn't everyone join?
They don't know about us yet, so join.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so it's free to join, and
free
then,
to join.
and what happens after that?
So then what we do is you'll get periodic emails if we think that you might be a good fit.
For Aldo?
Yeah, for
Indochino,
Aldo.
maybe?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And one of the things that we'll do is ask you just general questions about your lifestyle, your habits, and just try to get to know you a little bit better. In my last session, I was talking about the Ontario government was doing a quitting smoking campaign. Well, not everyone's a good fit for a quitting smoking campaign. You should have to be trying to quit smoking.
Yeah. But Di Manuel, who's a very healthy blogger or YouTuber, he'd be a great fit.
Absolutely great fit.
Yeah.
We worked with a photographer named Bora. Bora versus Bora. If you see a lot of his photos, incredible street photography.
Yeah.
He had a whole story about him quitting smoking.
Oh, that's great testimonial.
Absolutely.
So that's you guys. You're like eHarmony. Would you say for brands
and creators?
Would you call yourself that?
I think that would be an apt description. We have something called a matching algorithm.
Yeah.
Very similar to what eHarmony would probably have as well.
Really? Do you think it's the same one?
I don't know.
Okay.
It's probably a little bit of a difference in terms of attitudes and are you into this, are you not into that?
Yeah.
But more along.
Versus love languages,
Of course.
Yeah. Okay.
But similar, same but different.
Okay. So how do you guys make money then?
Yeah. So the way that we end up making money is we tell the creators based on that little tool. we give them some recommendations of what they should charge.
Okay.
And they can either price themselves. We give them a range of like, if you want to price yourself super competitively, you can do that. If you want to price yourselves more like you're a veteran and you want to earn a little bit more, this is like the top threshold.
Yeah.
And then the creator makes 100% of their rate.
Okay.
And what we do is we start to add essentially like a management fee for all the brands that want to end up working with us.
That you bring to the creator.
Exactly.
And if the creator just spends all the time finding their own brands, you don't get any of it.
No.
But you've given them all the tools, the resources, the support.
We're here to help support the creator community itself.
Do they live on your website somewhere, like a little place?
They live in all the cities that they live in, but their profiles themselves, we have profiles.
Yeah, and then you can send that profile to the brand.
Yeah, no Black Mirror stuff yet.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Perfect.
but the profiles all live on our site, and we're really
private facing though, right? It's not public.
It's private facing.
Yes, yeah.
But for the brands, the way that we make our money as
Dove
hashtag
comes
paid.
to you and says, "Hey, I don't want to have to find my own. Do it for me."
Exactly.
So that's where the money is. So you have a team. You have a team of 40. Is a large percentage of them knocking on Dove's door and Johnson & Johnson saying, "Hey guys, don't do it yourself. We'll streamline it."
Yeah. So we have a portion of it, not the majority. The majority of our team are actually creators themselves.
Oh wow!
Not a full majority, but like about 25% of our entire team are creators themselves.
So they're not just employees; they're also creators.
Yeah.
Isn't there a commercial about that with the hair guy?
I don't know, but I have to see that.
Hair Club for Men. He's like, I'm not only the president, but I'm also a member. And it shows a before
I thought there was like the
balls.
WestJet ones. We're like, at WestJet, we're no longer just employees.
We're also
owners as well.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. We have creators who work as part of us, and they help educate the community of our creators as well.
Okay.
They're the ones who are working side by side with the creators on those campaigns with them, and they're also the people who are helping the brands put together creative strategies
so that they're empathetic.
Yeah.
And
that these campaigns don't just fall flat.
Everyone wins.
Exactly.
So here's a scenario. So I say I join. I'm like, okay, you figure out a fit for me. Our first brand comes to me, and I decide I want to go on the Mata side, charge on the competitive edge.
Yeah.
So when do you start charging a management fee? Is it the first time you bring Dove to me, and I want to charge him?
So we charge the brands. So it's on the brand side, not on the creator side.
So
the creators make 100%.
So we'll never see how much you charge the brand, but we'll know that we were well taken care of.
Yep.
You protect us.
Exactly.
Do you do the contract then? Do you give us a draft?
So what we do is when you sign up, we have all the contract details, all the contracts,
but
all
the payment goes to me.
Yeah. So the other side that a lot of creators end up having troubles with is, as I'm sure anybody freelancing is like trying to collect money from anybody. It's like crazy.
Yeah.
So our side is we pay all of our creators right away. Like you get.
So is the contract with hashtag paid then?
Hashtag paid.
Not the brand.
Exactly.
So you prepay them because then you have some capital that you can take the risk on, but you trust that guy's.
And then we have our Rocky Balboa trying to go collect money from the brands. Of course.
So you stress about accounts receivable.
Absolutely.
That's huge then.
Huge.
So no cut.
No cut.
All the resources.
All the resources.
All the accounts receivable.
All the accounts receivables. You get paid on time every single time.
So what's the downside? I'm trying to find the downside here. Why would you not join hashtag paid?
For some people would rather just work on their own. Some people just don't think they need help.
But they can still work on their own if they're part of hashtag
Absolutely.
paid. So that argument doesn't work. Sorry, they can still work on their own, but still be a member of hashtag paid, right?
So we think it's a pretty great service offerings for a lot of the creators.
But why else would they not? I'm trying to think of a legit.
Legit not. Sometimes there's just a lot of other platforms that are out there that try to promise a lot of like, oh, I'll get you deals, I'll get you this.
But they all take a cut, like 20%, 30%, 10%.
So it's about differentiation.
And you can't. And they always want a what's the term? Exclusive.
Yeah.
And then you have to change your email address to their email server.
Exactly.
And they don't let you do barters.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
Yeah, and so
I still let barters happen because they're on their own, doing their own things over there.
Yeah.
You don't care.
So our thing is we don't sign them exclusively. So you are more than welcome as a creator to like work on your own stuff on your own. So all we're doing is like kind of supplementing it. Yeah, and adding to it. Some people make so much supplementing it that it's their full-time job, just working on this type of stuff.
Yeah, we met one. Less list.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So question for you then is. I don't know if you can share this or not, but how many brands would you bring people a month right now? Like, would you say on average?
It really ranges so much depending on like the type of content you create. Or
maybe not for the first. Like, how many clients are you guys landing a month? Like large brands or brands that are willing
I would
to hire
say like right now the latest stat I think we were sharing is like about 5. We're working at least 5 collaborations a day.
5 a day?
Yeah.
5 new campaigns a day?
5 like collaborations go live a day.
And so how many campaigns would you do a month?
Campaigns, I honestly don't have.
Okay.
In terms of the number of campaigns, there's some campaigns that are like multi-million dollars.
Yeah, of course.
And there's some of them that are like really small, like 30, 50K budgets that are just going around there.
Okay. So on the brand side, I'm talking to brands now, come to you and say, hey, I'm really tired of always having to find all these people.
Yeah.
what's the rate, or what's the minimal to come to you, and what's
So
the charge?
we talk to our brands like the hashtag paid's like best value that we can providing people is trying to help them do their influencer marketing campaigns at scale.
Yeah, of course.
For us, scale is a minimum of $30,000.
$30,000. So I'm going to come to you. I got $30,000. You're going to do all the work, finding the people, doing the contracts, managing them, coming out. You're going to brainstorm the campaign.
Exactly.
Of the 30, do you tell me how much of it is management, how much goes to the...
Exactly. Yeah.
What's the? Can you share the breakdown?
I can't share with you that right now.
That's okay.
That's better for our sales team.
Yeah, no, of course.
And that's what they end up working through all
but
those
it is
different
shared,
details.
and you know, okay, you have your fee, and
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you take care of all the administrative pieces, the seeking out.
Yeah.
So then, do you part of your job then is constantly filling with awesome people that could be part of the campaigns?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And will you sometimes, even though they're not a member of Hashtag Paid yet, will you still add them to the campaign?
Yeah,
Go for it,
so we call that off-platform creators itself. So there's sometimes where there's an occasion of like a brand wants a client who's like, I call this the complete like outlier. Like I want a vegan dog owner who has a French bulldog
with a beard.
Like with a beard, but
short.
But short.
Yeah.
Maybe has kids.
But only has like 2,000 followers. I don't want someone with too many
only
followers.
2,000 followers, absolutely. Those people are hard to find.
Yeah.
They might not be on our platform.
Exactly.
And so what we have is we essentially have our like talent scouts who go out.
And they find them, talent scouts.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah, we
So it's
call our creative relations
Like,
team.
you know, like, it's like I remember Brad Pitt, the movie, where he goes to the baseball games and he's like scouting people out.
Moneyball, glasses, head cap, ball cap, all that stuff.
You send those people out.
We have people who...
But they're more doing this.
Exactly. They're on Instagram or they're on YouTube and like they're doing that type of stuff.
Do you worry about carpal tunnel for your employees?
You know what? We have great health and wellness packages and programs, and we did a full dance class session for our entire team this week. So it's been pretty good.
Okay, I got an app recently called Desk Workout.
Okay.
And it is the most horribly designed app I've ever seen.
Let's
but
see.
It reminds, I don't have my phone with me, but
Okay.
I'll show it to you after, but it reminds you every like 15 minutes to stretch your arms, work on your posture, because it's like, these people are, especially I'm thinking of all your Instagram seekers, do you have special tools you use to search out talent?
So we have like, it's a lot of it comes through the recommendations of like the majority of our creators actually come through other creators.
Of course, and everyone knows each other, and they're all at events together.
Yeah. So back to your like downside area is like, my belief is like produce some awesome stuff, and hopefully word will spread. So your other creators were like, hey, like how do I make money as a creator? Like, oh, like there's a bunch of those out there, but hashtag paid, pays on time, gets me 100% of my rate, and they like, I don't have to, like some of the other ones make you pitch your ideas to all these brands.
And then you lose your ideas, and then the brand uses the ideas, and you never got paid.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we're like, none of that type of stuff.
Good for you.
So a lot of them, actually, the majority of them come through recommendations through other creators themselves. And then the other side that we do is like, we have some internal tools just to be able to help us vet them, for us to pull in some of the data analytics. But I still say like, it's this entire industry, like data is important, but also people are important, and like it's people at the end of the day.
And they're content creators,
Exactly.
which I like that it's not just about their followers and the stats and the numbers, but it's like, hey, look at the content you just got.
Look at the content that they're creating, like how beautiful it is, like how well they shoot it. Look at the audience that they've like now curated, because like any good creator is going to have like, you can't just be talking about anything left, right, and center. You're talking about things that are generally what people are interested in.
Yeah. Wow. This is really cool.
Yeah, thank you.
What else would you want to share about kind of some of the things that you're seeing in the industry? And,
Yeah.
Because it sounds like you're expediting the maturation process of influencers.
That's ideally what we're doing, trying to quicken the pace of that whole thing. I think
It's been so cavalier, and people have been, especially stuff out of the Fire Festival down in the U.S., right?
Yeah.
It was shocking.
It's crazy.
So do you think what happened with the FCC will happen in Canada soon? Like the Canadian government will make that legal now?
So it's actually been legal, and there's already laws that's been instituted for over a year now.
Really?
Here in
Canada?
Yeah.
But we just haven't really heard about it.
We haven't.
In the States.
So on that note, I'm actually one of the co-chairs of the Ad Standards Influencer Marketing Committee.
What?
Which actually works with all of our like the PR companies that work with us,
Standards,
other influencer marketing companies, and we're leading out this entire rollout that's going to be published probably at the end of this month.
Okay. Because that's good to know. I didn't actually know. Okay.
Breaking news.
It is breaking
You guys
news.
are the first to know.
That's really cool.
So this is just about trying to clarify some of these rules.
Ad Standards the same folks that do like truth in advertising? Is that you guys do those campaigns?
That's what they do.
Yeah, and I saw a thing I could become a member, but it was
It costs money.
Yeah.
But
That's good. You're doing cool
absolutely.
stuff.
This is the part where if we can try to teach, it's fundamentally it's like it's not. we want to prevent those fire festivals which are fraudulent and like just bad actors within this entire space. But how do we like? These creators are producing incredible content. They're working with incredible brands.
And you do YouTubers as well?
Absolutely.
Is Corey Vidal one of yours?
Yeah, okay. I know Corey.
Is he a member yet of
I think he is.
Okay.
Yeah, we have over 15,000, but I'm pretty sure
he's great.
I know Corey, and Corey, if he isn't, he should absolutely be.
Yeah, he should. Corey, if you're listening,
join, call me.
Do they get anything cool? Do you send them any swag? Do you send them like?
We do actually.
What do they get? Can you share?
So we have a magazine.
They get a magazine.
They get a magazine where we profile different type of creators.
Okay, cool.
So sometimes some of the creators are profiled. We have some swag. We have some T-shirts. We have sweaters. We have like a bunch of like merchandise like that.
Do agencies get that magazine? Or just creators?
The nice ones. The good agencies get some.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we gotta do something nice too.
Well,
or spend money first, probably with you guys.
Actually, sometimes you just have to be talking to some of the sales team.
Okay.
And maybe you'll get a magazine. Who knows?
Awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
So speaking of magazines, do you read Strategy magazine?
Yeah,
okay,
absolutely.
So because Brunico bought Marketing Magazine, merged it with Strategy.
They bought it, Marketing Magazine, Brunico.
Merged the worlds. So what do you think about Strategy magazine? Is it relevant? Is it coming
It's great.
out?
You know,
it's the Canadian.
It is now the de facto the Canadian publication around this. It's fantastic. Like I think the entire group and that all report there. It's important because the Canadian marketing industry needs a publication of its own.
Yeah.
We have different consumers, a different market. We want to feature different type of people. And I think us as Canadians, like we need to have a voice that's different than the Ad Ages, the Ad Weeks, and all the other US-based groups like that. So I think it's fantastic. I think like merging the two of those sometimes makes sense, just to make sure that those two can become one really strong publication together.
I just found out that Brunico is also the folks behind Card, which is the kind of conglomerate website of all the media rates across Canada. So you can become you get access to it for $700 a year, and you can find all the media rates from mainstream media publications.
Cool.
And I was asking Sijin, actually, I was like, hey, does that exist? Card exists for influencers, where there's like an ad standards or a standard pricing tool for influencers.
Yeah, like a blue book.
But he says it doesn't exist.
No.
But it sounds like you guys are working on that, like with that little scrolly device on your website.
Yeah. So what we're aiming to do is because everyone has a different rate, right? Somebody someone like Jillian Harris, who like HGTV show, ex-Bachelorette, fellow Vancouverite as well. She's gonna have a different rate than somebody who's just got really big on YouTube because Jillian has a profile outside of the social media world itself. So there's no perfect standard for that, but what we're aiming to do is with that slider tools as well as we have a much more comprehensive one when you actually log into the platform, is try to give a little bit more clarity to the creators, to the brands around like how do you price this, how do you make
right now.
It's crazy.
Yeah, so I'm glad you're here. Glad you're on the show.
Appreciate it.
So YouTubers, how do you measure? I'm trying to think of like qualifications. So Instagram, 5,000 above.
Yep.
How about YouTube?
We keep the 5,000 across the board.
So 5,000 subscribers?
Yeah.
So 5,000 subscribers. Doesn't matter how many views on the video, subscribers.
Yeah. We call it like 1% engagement rate at the bare minimum.
Oh, as well on top of it.
Yeah. So it's like
that many followers plus 1%.
It's like Boolean, like this and that type of area, like that.
And then LinkedIn. How about LinkedIn?
We tend to do less LinkedIn stuff. Most of our stuff is more consumer facing. And
no
while
B2B really as much.
We haven't just dabbled into that as much.
If you think that.
Do you want to join?
Well, I don't know if I meet the standards yet. I don't know how many LinkedIn connections I have. So you'd probably want 5,000 LinkedIn connections with a 1% engagement.
That would be one of the things that we do. It's just but I would say the primary platforms that we mostly do our work on is Instagram, YouTube, and then the other ones are like we used to do a lot of Snapchat. I'm really rooting for that Snapchat. We had the keynote up there. I'm really hoping they turn things around. We do a little bit of Facebook, mostly Facebook Live, but
Facebook Live, great.
Facebook and Twitter are primarily the two different platforms that are fantastic for amplifying existing messages that live on like an Instagram or like a YouTube post itself.
What about this one? E-newsletters.
Yeah.
Do you do that?
So we have our own newsletter, but a lot of creators don't necessarily have their own newsletter. So you have one.
I'm just thinking from a PR agency, we found that we saw massive lift, but more in the B2B, some B2C, but more in the B2B when we sponsored an e-newsletter from an influencer or a brand.
Interesting.
Yeah, and it was like probably one of the best reaches and measurable reaches we could ever do.
Yeah.
So I'm just thinking if you have, it would be an interesting thing to say, hey, you want to, e-newsletters and other.
I'll talk to my product
Especially with the death, not maybe on the death, but the slow decrease of Facebook. pages being relevant, the increase of e-newsletters continues to be on the rise.
Yeah, I think it's an element where people were getting away from blogging probably over the past couple of years because everything was like with the growth of like Instagram and YouTube.
Do you
and
measure blogs? Like if someone wants to blog?
We have blogs, yeah. We work on blogs as well.
And if someone wants to say, hey, I don't have any social, I just have a blog, is that even an option to join hashtag
That is.
page?
Then they just connect their kind of Google Analytics and show some of those data points.
And you probably want at least 5,000 unique visitors a month.
Yeah.
Right? And they got to be legit visitors. And
Exactly.
Okay.
So that's the element where like perhaps with all the algorithm changes, like we focus more on blogs. Who really knows?
Yeah. Things
because
could change
everything's changing.
next month, right?
YouTube Adpocalypse has been changed. Like that's changed how like people who are YouTube creators can make money off of that. The Instagram algorithm changes. That's also affecting how creators can end up making their money and how well they can predict their reach and their engagements and all that stuff. So, long story short is all the different big players, they're trying to get a bit more sophisticated, trying to figure out how they're changing their platforms, how those platforms are evolving, and needless to say, it's a pretty fun world for us to be in.
It's amazing. Well, thank you for joining us.
Thank
this
you.
was incredible.
Absolutely.
I really appreciate it. I appreciate what you are doing to invest in this industry.
Thank you.
For education purposes, for the maturation process, both on the influencer side and these content creators, because I think there's been gross negligence on both sides, both how they've been treated, either paid too much or paid too little or nothing at all, and on the brand side and agency side to know, I feel like you are a bridge and you're a, I think, protector of both. You protect the brands and agencies, and you protect the content creators.
Just trying to be a mediator and trying to make sure things can happen.
Like eHarmony.
eHarmony.
Keep making those matches, and if you keep making good matches, you know what happens? These beautiful babies are made, and you make like great, baby wins, right?
Baby wins.
Yeah.
Baby stars.
Yeah.
Social media baby stars.
Great content is created, right? When it is a perfect fit, right? Like
Absolutely.
that is, it's always nice when it is a good match.
Well, thanks for having me.
Cheers.
Awesome.